The Chicago Cubs made probably one of the top moves of the offseason in trading for Astros outfielder Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker is entering his final season before free agency, so the Astros decided to get some assets out of him instead of just letting him walk. Now, when I'm looking at this trade, I can completely see why both sides did this deal. For starters, let's begin with the Cubs. We've seen all offseason the rumors about a possible Cody Bellinger or Seiya Suzuki move to the Astros. However, neither of those guys are being moved for this to happen. Some even thought those were the two names included in this deal. Kyle Tucker is a big splash for the Cubs. This is a guy who is one of the best hitting outfielders in all of baseball when he is healthy and provides some much needed star power to a very odd stage, in my opinion, of the Chicago Cubs. When I go on social media, all I see is Cubs fans arguing all the time about if they just need to rebuild from the start or just continue to stay afloat with what they currently have. Last year, the Cubs were 83-79 and finished second in the NL Central, which in my opinion is a fairly weak division. Honestly, if you wanted to rebuild in this division, it probably wouldn't be that bad, as about every team in this division is in a confusing spot. The Brewers just let Willy Adames go and traded Devin Williams. The Cardinals are going to trade Nolan Arenado and not bring back Paul Goldschmidt. The Reds have potential, but have been very underperforming lately. And the Pirates have an awesome rotation, but one of the most inconsistent offenses you could watch. The Cubs definitely made this move to propel themselves to be the favorites in the NL Central, and I think they may have to be in those talks. Kyle Tucker is going to provide some nice power to Wrigley Field. In his career, Tucker has a career slash line of a .274 batting average, .353 OBP, a .516 slugging, and an .870 OPS. He as well has hit 125 homers and has 417 RBIs in his total career. Tucker, if healthy, should be in the Cubs' everyday lineup every single game. Overall, I see this addition as a win for the Cubs, but I do want to take a look at what Houston will be getting in return because, in my opinion, this might be an even better deal for the Houston Astros. The centerpiece going back to Houston is third baseman Isaac Paredes. Paredes, of course, was part of the Christopher Morel trade, so in retrospect, the Cubs turned Christopher Morel into Kyle Tucker. Back to Paredes, though. Paredes last season with the Rays and Cubs slashed a .238 batting average, .346 OBP, .393 slugging, and a .739 OPS along with 19 home runs. The homers is the part I want to look at, however. A tweet went viral showing Paredes' hit chart, and it just shows how much Houston is going to favor his swing. He is going to constantly be pulling baseballs towards left field, and in Houston, it is a very short left field. Paredes definitely has the pop in his bat to have a really good season with the Astros. And what's even better for Houston is that they have him under team control until 2027. Paredes also has a great walk percentage and doesn't strike out that much. So he's going to be a fairly decent, disciplined hitter for the Houston Astros. The Astros also were able to land right-hander Hayden Wesneski and third base prospect Cam Smith in this deal. Wesneski, who is 27 years old, is under team control until 2029 and has had 22 starts and 46 relief appearances in his entire career. Over 3 seasons, he has a .393 ERA. Cam Smith is the intriguing part, however. He is a third base prospect and was the Cubs' first-round pick in last year's MLB draft, where he went 14th overall. Smith also saw action in the minor leagues, where he has a short period in Double-A. In those 32 minor league games, he has batted .313 with 16 extra base hits. So when I am looking at what Houston got in return, I think they have the future of third base post Alex Bregman solved. If everything goes right with this deal, they will have Paredes until 2027, and then Cam Smith should honestly be up before that if he stays red hot in the Astros minor league system. So who won this trade? Well, it all depends on if the Cubs can manage to give Kyle Tucker an extension and not let him walk. I will say I commend the Cubs for being aggressive in a wide open division, and I commend the Astros even more for the smart return they got back. They didn't bring in a fairly large contract in Cody Bellinger or Seiya Suzuki. I honestly think Paredes will have a greater impact in Houston than Bellinger could have had with the swing he has. When I first saw the trade, I told myself the Cubs won it, but that return for the Astros is looking really nice in my opinion. Like I said, it all depends on if the Cubs can re-sign Tucker or get something done with him, but this might be a hot take, but I am going to say Houston won this deal. They turned an expiring contract they would probably not re-sign, and turned it into a solid third baseman, a reliever, and a top prospect to play third in the future. Overall, I will say it was a solid deal for both sides. Thank you all for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like down below, and give your thoughts on this trade or any others in the comments down below. And as always, I'll see you next time.